Should plastic bags be banned? Now, this is one of the most controversial topics least controversial topics that I've ever went ahead and talked about. Also, yes, there is quite some controversy in here too, like should plastic bags be banned or not. Every debate topic is quite controversial. As a result, we're going to need to make debate about it. First point of the pros team is that they hurt animals when they end up in the oceans. And when they end up in the oceans, well, you know what's going to happen? They're all going to die. And when they all die, it's not going to be all our fault. It's going to be something like, hey, you know what? I think it's about time that we go ahead and do something else about this plastic bag issue. It's about time we go ahead and talk about, like, let's say, using reusable plastic bags. But then again, we also have other points that we really need to talk about too. And reusable plastic bags, yes, plastic bags are reusable until you break them. And now for the first point of the cons team is that banning plastic bags will just cause different kinds of trash to end up in the ocean. And when different kinds of trash end up in the ocean, well, you realize that we're going to eat all that plastic again. Plastic just builds up in the food chain and it doesn't like break down or anything. It just builds up and up until we're like, it's in our food. And plastic poisoning is something that we all do not want. Agreed? And now for the second point, the pros team is that they take a lot of energy. By they, I mean plastic bags. They take a lot of energy to make. As a result, it's probably not efficient enough to actually worth considering using plastic bags. So they should be banned. And now for the second point of the cons team is that other types of bags take more energy to go ahead and create. This is why it's kind of controversial. It's really hard to describe whether the carbon footprint that they leave behind or the environmental footprint that they leave behind is quite strong or not. Other types of bags will take more energy to make and use up and more water as well too. While plastic bags, well, they only take and they're done. They're created. Now just wait for them to dry and they're done. Alright, time for the third point of the pros team is that, well, they're really hard to recycle and they really take too much time to decompose. As a result, this is not going to work out really well. They're really hard to recycle, yeah, sure. And this is why these plastic bags must be banned. Now for the third point of the cons team is that, well, other types of bags don't decompose as well as people think, and they really take up much more room in landfills. And if things don't really decompose as you think, well, yeah, they do that end up in the landfills. But most of the plastic will just end up in the water anyway. Why we only talk about plastic? Because that's the thing that doesn't decompose the most. And now for the fourth point of the pros team is that, well, a ban would probably make people more likely to bring reusable bags to the store. And when you go ahead and do that, well, there isn't much that you can kind of think of. And now for the fourth point of the cons team is that reusable bags are more expensive and can literally make people sick if they aren't cleaned properly. As a result, there is something that we go ahead and cannot think about. Yeah, reusable bags are more expensive. Sure, that's true. And reusable bags are, in some people say that they have less environmental impact, and those people are right in certain parts. Other parts, though, not so much. Cotton or leather bag, if everyone starts using them, well, yeah, nah, you're gonna need to replace them every few years. But then again, that is kind of better than just having plastic in our food, I guess. But in the end, we will have to see what the long-term effects are. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, Jenna, peace. Bye-bye.